Hi, Capricorn. Welcome to your next 2 weeks. Yeah. It is timeless, but this is for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Again, what we do is the 2 weeks in the past, the energies that we are going to be privileged with picking up, we're going to pull those into the now energies and then in the future. These three cards were presented to me during the meditation on Capricorn sign for the next 2 weeks today. I also do some automatic writing, and this is what I received thanks to the original word, really the original thought, the original word, right? This is the original source. So releasing past regrets is not the answer. We are still holding on to deep spiritual woundings, layered and layers by layers, peeling away much. Yeah, it's like we're peeling away much will make us feel vulnerable. Draw close to spirit, but keep open your cemented, encased heart. Not knowing is the key to opening the vault of your spiritual essence, and it will lead to freedom. And whatever that means to you, it could be spiritual freedom or however you want to apply it. Wow, that was like really... I started getting like, for lack of a better way of putting it, I'm kind of cliched term today is download. But Capricorn, thanks so much for stopping by. You know, because this is going to be like something. This is like the fourth reading I've done, and I think the more readings that I do consecutively, the deeper I get into what Spirit has to unfold. And let's see where this leads us, because I'm kind of guided as to what we're going to use here, y'all, because I don't think we're going to use these on this side or much of them. Because, again, we'll see how these guys tie in. I'm not 100% sure where they're going to tie in at, only because we're kind of weighing out the options, maybe. Look at that, right? We're gonna weigh out the options. We're going to see where this leads. Thank you so much. Again, from the original word, that was a result. The original word was the result. The original thought from the original source. Right? And sometimes most of the time we'll get information that's filtered through the Akash, and that helps us understand. You can't tell me that you haven't gotten messages that was just a feeling. It's just that feeling, and you cannot put words to the feeling. And that's ultimately why we have to go through Akash and those benevolent energies, entities, and beings who have a greater, I'm not going to use the word higher, because the greater or a different perspective or aspect of what Source is trying to communicate to us. Hopefully that makes sense to somebody. If not, you just have to replay it and listen to it, because I feel like that this is really, Capricorns are very deep feelers, but they like to be in the know. Capricorn likes to be in control. I have some pretty awesome friends that are Capricorn and devoted, loyal, deep thinking, spiritual, amazing. You know who I'm talking about, right? I'm going to know. You're going to tell me next time we go out to dinner, Capricorn friend. Not even going to give you your stage name, as it were. Right. Yeah. All right, so for the next 2 weeks, past, present, and future, and integrating all of those things, in addition to this blessing that we've received here from the top. I've been given from the top, please and thank you. 9. It'll be 9 cards from here. So we've been moving on, Capricorn. 6 of Swords here. I'll show it to you in a second. So this 6 of Swords is basically telling me that I'm kind of feeling like abandonment. You feel like you're having to move on from feelings of abandonment. And this is really old. And, you know, in the traditional cards, that's like they're troubled waters, moving on from troubled waters. This feels like a lamentation. There feels like there's a lot of unresolved stuff that goes on. And dialogue needs to be changed from that. So we'll maybe get some clarification on how we can do that. And in the past, we've been trying to justify some of our feelings, and we've satisfied ourselves to a certain degree with that, because her scales are quite balanced, right? Her scales are very, very balanced, but the problem is it's brought her no joy. Despite the bounty and the beauty around her, it has brought very little joy. It's brought some, I can take this, I can continue on. Yeah, all right. Wow. So we were forced to take a new beginning. Some were very pleased about this new beginning because it lightened the heart, because there's some heavy energy right here. Despite this, you know, most people talk about justice and balance and equanimity, and then the Six of Swords is like moving away from. And indeed, that's what was part of the past, but the Ace of Pentacles is also something that we can take with us, right? Take with us and value this new beginning on Earth. Ooh, yeah. All right. Moving into the now. So it feels like there's a bit of a challenge with the Ace of Swords in making peace with ourselves with a new beginning. And this is, there's no need to struggle with the new beginning, but it feels like we're kind of making something out of nothing. I know, it's like, dude, I am so not traditional tarot. I'm telling you, I gotta pull. Page of Pentacles. All right, there's still some spiritual immaturity. I think the immaturity comes from a stunted growth aspect of self, and trying to deal with the troubles of the past and trying to figure out some very earthly grounded things. And it's been a bit of a distraction of we've had to make a lot of changes, but we're being asked to, and this is what's making us stop. It's what's making us stop and think, right? It's making us stop and think about how we can manifest this new life. And you may have been in it for a hot minute, but this is a youthful energy. Wow, it's the Emperor. This is the energy that we have access to, and we've not been taking, I don't want to say taking advantage of, because some people might take that wrong, but utilizing, all right? Not using as in being a user, but wisdom is here because of what we've gone through in the past. And now we have to take the time, cut away what no longer serves us, ground in our youth, remembering who and what we are, but also of this staid wisdom of the Emperor. And there's a lot of power. There feels like there's a bucket load of power here. Okay, so this is the integration of this into here, right? And the realization is that we can use these past things and keep these things open. There's something we're not ready yet. So this has come up in previous readings, but we're not quite ready yet to give birth. Once we do, it's going to be quick. Woo! It's going to be quick. You know why I got that? It's this. Whoosh. Who knows about those C-sections, right? And yeah, let's get some clarity on that, because that really feels like this and this are related. And it might bring back some memories in the future if we don't start integrating some of these things here into the now. It's going to be more challenging for us to be able to manage what's coming. So let's heal. I mean, this is an overall message of healing, resonance. Right? Let's get some remembrance. Yo, I don't see the cards underneath. I don't look. A lot of times when I pick the decks up, my head is turning off to the side, one way or the other. I don't look at the bottom of the decks. But when I picked this deck up, I automatically saw remembrance. And when we are integrating the past and preparing for the future, there is a frequency of remembrance. It supports our memory of everything that we have gone through in a soul, as a soul, in body, providing us with valuable information and tools to flow gracefully with and in this life. So this is about integrating this with this. Do I have to say any more? Integration. Integration? Didn't I just say integration? The frequency of integration supports our embrace of every aspect of ourselves, allowing what we perceive as positive and what we perceive as negative to harmonize in a balanced symphony of life. And this is true. Positive and negative can be perspective based, and they can also be morally based. So this is an adjustment of our perspective and expectations as well. The outcome. I feel like this is the outcome. The frequency of dynamics supports our ability to harmonize between layers. Didn't I say something about layers in that thing I wrote out? Layers and aspects of different origin and frequency. I'm going to go back and read what I said about layers. Spiritual woundings. Okay. Releasing the past regrets is not the answer. We are still holding on to deep spiritual woundings, layer by layer, peeling away much will make us feel vulnerable. I mean, when you're pregnant and you're on that, I have had a C-section, and when you're on that table and you're in the middle of a C-section, let me tell you, you feel pretty vulnerable. Total strangers in the room, right? So this is the caveat. It's a draw close to spirit about, but open your cement encased heart. So some of the things that you're possibly dealing with, it's going to take longer for you to get over or manage or have a breakthrough if you have to break out at chisel. Right? It's all about frequency. Not knowing is the key to opening the vault of your heart, the vault of your spiritual essence's freedom. How cool is that? It helps us to put together a reality that is made up of many different elements, both familiar and completely new. Didn't I just say it's going to be it's going to make us feel vulnerable. It's not going to necessarily, vulnerability can be very uncomfortable. It can be frickin' scary. Right? It helps us put together a reality that is made up of many different elements, both familiar and completely new, with ease, grace, and great joy. So being in that mindset of being a dynamic individual, that's what's going to help us carry through. Okay, Capricorn, thanks so much. Wowzers. That was really quick, but it was also extremely dynamic. So the only thing I have to ask is, Capricorn, could you please like, share, subscribe? Make sure you click on that notifications button, because even though I may not post everything fully on YouTube, I will post it on Rumble, the full versions, but I at least try to put teasers over onto YouTube, because the content, they aren't going to like it, and I'm not up for getting canceled. It's a pain in the tuchus. But anyway, I can say what I want on Rumble. I was like, frickin' forget it. Anyway, yeah, so please like, share, subscribe, hit that notifications button. I got a couple of really good interviews coming up. And as for the rest of the week and the rest of what's coming, I hope to see you all on the flip side. Bye.